Hello Galactic family. Welcome aboard. Gaia Planetary Station is happy that you like the messages and information we communicate. Help the channel to grow by subscribing, commenting on the video, sharing, becoming a member and donating to the channel. We always appreciate good energies and vibrations. We are together in this new era ground crew. Stay strong. Victory of light. Hello Galactic family, I am Observer and I see from afar to bring forth visions of empowerment. I see only heart energy, light and love. I see the energies that you work with every day, but are usually not aware of. The whole idea of all this, dear ones, is to blend. Yes, it's very difficult, because as you blend you feel like you're losing part of yourself in some way. Especially for empaths, it can feel as if you are losing yourself. But we tell you that's not the case, for you're actually creating more beauty in your blending. As you start working in those ways, you create forms of beauty that were never there before. Absolutely amazing. Watch and identify those things that tend to keep you apart from others. Most of these will turn out to be your belief systems. You're sharing a planet together with all these other spirits that have tried to play this game of pretending to be human. See them as exactly that, dear ones. Healing circle. So, let's open the healing circle now. In the very beginning, open your heart and bring all the energy in that you can carry. Excellent. And now let's first focus on planet Earth herself. She is changing very rapidly and, of course, all humans are feeling the effects of that change. What you call global warming is part of an evolutionary process. It's something that will continue for a while and worsen, but this part of the evolution does not mean the end of anything. It does mean there are next steps and new connections, so let's get started. Time bubble. First, let's all hold hands and create a wonderful time bubble, so anyone who wishes to can join later. The time bubble will hold open that space to allow their energy to add to yours, and to what is taking place right now. So, take a deep breath and extend your hands. Energetically take the hands of others doing this healing circle in different parts of the globe. Blend that light and love. Blend all of it and work in harmony. The Earth. The human heart balances the Earth more than you may know. Now take that blended love that you just created and send it to planet Earth. She's changing at a very rapid rate, which is causing situations that are very difficult for you to live with. The redistribution of water is a significant problem. Some areas are receiving way too much water and other areas aren't getting enough, as we've spoken of for many years. These water distribution challenges, along with rising temperatures, will spread wildfires where they have not occurred for a very long time. And that will continue for a while until the Earth finds a new balance. But if you take your time right now and go deep into your being, you can make that same connection of blending with the Earth. Feel the grounding of the Earth in your own physical body. Touch your feet to the ground and draw the energy up through that essence into your physical being. Let Mother Earth be a part of you during that moment, and know the changes she's going through are ones that you've gone through as well. By simply holding her hand you can make her journey easier, but it will also make your lives much simpler. Take a breath, dear ones, there is magic at hand. We tell you, there's much taking place that you do not see behind the veil. Alignments are happening and some will reach a critical mass. We also tell you, there is help at hand and that's now underway. Master healers are gathering. You see, Quite some time ago we told you that there would be many leaving the planet early. They have now gathered on the other side of the veil, to help the Master Healers create things that very few humans can. Now that these Master Healers are on the other side of the veil, they are connecting and blending their energy to make these next steps of humanity much easier and more comfortable for a spirit pretending to be a human. Take a breath, dear ones. Well done. We tell you that you are never alone, we watch you every moment of every day. Yes, we see you step in the wrong direction and misdirect energy. And we see you step in a mud puddle once in a while, too. But the main thing about stepping in a puddle is don't let it stop you, keep moving. There's so much more to this than you know. Even though we watch you make what you call mistakes, the love is always there. And in truth, there are no mistakes except in your mind. Every step can take you into a further evolution of your own humanity. Even with all the difficulties, you have ample opportunities on planet Earth right now to experience that in many ways. Stretch out and let them find you, draw that energy to you. And when it comes to you, just know that all you have to do is focus on it and the problems will dissipate. The main ingredient is love. The strength of your love will dissolve many of the challenges, even on planet Earth. And with enough of you focusing on that love, you will change this planet again. Welcome home, dear ones. We have been waiting for you and now you are here. It is with the greatest pleasure that we ask you all to treat each other with respect, nurture one another at every opportunity and play well together. That's one of the key elements of where you're going, learning to play well together. Espavo, dear ones. I am observer and I like to watch the masculine power game. I join you with such pride today, for your connection with Earth has risen and you have shifted much of the energy already. It's like a big freight train going down the track at 1,000 miles per second. When you turn, at first it takes a while to see the effects of that change in direction. But we're very excited to show you that you are moving into the feminine energy. Although that's taking place on a daily basis, it isn't what you're seeing in your news. Instead, what you're watching is force, which is typically the masculine energy, and right now you can see that in Russia's aggression against Ukraine. Please understand, we are not talking about the Russian people, although they do have the only real power to change it. Of course, we are also not talking about men versus women here. Thankfully, there are many men who carry a beautiful blend of masculine and feminine energy. And there are also women who are not afraid to carry the power of the masculine, as well as the feminine energy. But for the most part you could describe the masculine as force, because that is what it was all built up to be. Young boys are told that they're going to be big, strong and powerful. It's the first bodysuit that young men are given to try on. It is a paradigm of the male energy that has been passed on from the beginning of this game, who is the strongest. You're finding that many of those in charge of your world right now are carrying that exact energy, and Putin is one of them. Quite simply, there are 11 million displaced people right now over a masculine energy. Putin wants to forcefully take over land and call it his own, which is not new for him. This aggression has been planned for some time, but originally his plans included taking over the entire country of Ukraine. He's nearing the end of his life and is aware of it, so this was Putin's big play in the masculine force. He feels that he has the upper hand, with Russia's nuclear arsenals and defense systems that will protect his country if others step in. The United States was originally to play a part in the takeover, but a new president was elected who would not allow that. China and Iran were also to take part if needed, but now too many eyes are upon them. They do not like to be seen out in the open using force, unless they can sell it to the Russian people as defense systems. Clearly, none of this is a feminine energy. What about guns? Another interesting thing that you see is what's happening in the United States. It grew out of the Wild West, where the fastest gun was always the most respected. Even though nearly 75% of Americans want to take those assault weapons created for mass destruction off the market, you get because your Congress has been bribed. Yes, plain and simple, it's all about money. The vast majority of you want some sort of control, but you can't get those changes through your systems. Watch closely those who have voted in certain ways, because ultimately you do have control with your votes. Right now, the United States is having 2 mass shootings per day. Yes, that is hard to believe. I tell you this day, none of those mass shootings were done by a female, not one. The return of the feminine energy is helping to balance many of the energies of planet Earth, bringing them back into harmony. Not balancing through force, but through harmony. Yes, it's challenging at best to be able to do that, breaking those boundaries that were put down with force. But it's time now, and you don't have that much longer. If you play the game of winner takes all, then no one can ever win. You're seeing how difficult life is becoming with the rules that you currently have in place. We're not only talking about guns or war, but about the masculine energy of force ruling your planet. When you're finally finished with that, there's another energy that's ready to take over, and not by force. And that's the interesting piece, it's there now. Simply stand and raise your hand up as one of those who's there. It doesn't make any difference whether you're male or female. You are ready for a change, dear ones, and it is clearly overdue. Not long from now the Earth will be making decisions about her next steps. Remember, when humanity hits the 8 billion mark, decisions will be made. Call to action. These changes won't happen overnight, nothing does. But the feminine energy has been in the background for far too long, dear ones. It is absolutely time to stand up and take your power in the feminine energy. And whether you're a male or female doesn't make any difference. The masculine energy is completely out of control on your planet. I'm here to tell you it's time to awaken from the dream to hold your power, so that your children and their children's children have a place to actually grow up with similar freedoms to those that you enjoyed. Share some of the beautiful energy of the planet that you were given as you came to this magical place. The time is now, dear ones, to awaken from the dream. Take your power and simply focus. Now, does that mean that everything's going to change? No, it's a freight train moving at an incredible pace. But these will be some of the last opportunities you have before that feminine energy is capped off. It's time to hear the call to step into your power, whatever that looks like, and to speak your truth. Many don't speak their truth because they're afraid of what others will think. But now it's time to open your mouth, because nothing happens if you're quiet. Are you always right in your truth? No, of course not. You're evolving just like everyone is. Welcome home, dear ones. You have been here before, and we say that because you are a multidimensional planet. There are basically 11 of you existing in this moment, all doing different things and even going by different names. All 11 carry part of your spirit and have a different experience. Different relationships, connections and jobs. There are also parts of planet Earth in other dimensions that have made that shift, so they are not completely controlled by masculine force. But it isn't about controlling with the feminine energy either. Why? because that would be just as out of balance as you are right now. A true balance is possible. The feminine energy is in play. This shift that we are talking about has already happened in one of your dimensional levels of planet Earth, and it's about to happen in another. Will you be the third dimensional level to move, and where will planet Earth be in your dimension? Will you fall in line as the 11th one? Or will you be one of those to awaken early from the dream and pull a balance into your reality, one that you may not have considered before? We tell you that the feminine energy has so much more power, but it is not through force. Now it is time to connect with others, speak your mind and heart, and share everything from your fears to your wins. When you lay the fears out there, you can dissolve them. Follow your heart and your own harmonies, and apply them in the world around you. In every moment of every day, and you'll start to see planet Earth changing, shifting toward a gentler place and no longer fighting for survival. There are parts of your planet that have already made that switch. It's so beautiful and calm. I tell you, in your dimension, you don't even know what peace looks like. Yes, it's been a long time. When you're ready, simply follow your heart. It's all there waiting for you, because you are the greatest angels that have ever lived. And with that, we leave you for the time being, and it's now in your hands. Dear ones, take this energy and create the highest potential that you can create. And know that you are greatly loved, for the Master Healers are now standing behind you with their love and guidance. There are billions of souls on this side of the veil right behind you, encouraging you to step into your magic. Welcome home, dear ones. And with that, we now leave you. It is with the greatest of honor that we greet you in this way, ask you to treat each other with respect, nurture one another and play well together. I am Merlia, the feminine aspect of Merlin, and I love you dearly. Come up and see me sometime. Lately I've noticed a lot of people are feeling drained by life, the challenges they're facing, their workloads, the anxiety of the world around them, and more. Someday soon I'll write a longer guide to how to get yourself to a place of renewed resilience, but for today, I'd like to share how I practice when I just don't feel much of a capacity to do anything. 1. First, I notice that I just don't have it today. I'd like to crush life and get a ton of crap done, but today isn't the day. I'm drained, depleted. 2. Then I ask, what do I need to do to take care of myself? That might mean taking a nap, taking a day off, doing a lighter workload, skipping my workout for today, meditating, going for a walk, taking a bath, drinking a cup of tea, talking to a friend, listening to music, watching some trashy television, eating a little dark chocolate, giving myself love. 3. I like to empower the time off. That means, instead of feeling bad about it, I see it as a way to love myself and get myself back where I'd like to be. I savor the rest time. Create the space, and experience it as delicious. Bask in the spaciousness, in the love. 4. Next, I ask, is there anything I'd like to do with my limited capacity? If I'm drained, I might still have it in me to do a little. If I really want to exercise, I can go for a short walk, or an easy swim. If I have work that needs doing, maybe I can just do a little. I can do a little, and do it slowly and easily. I don't have to push myself hard. I can breathe, and bring a sense of relaxation and ease to everything I do. Lower my expectations of myself, let go of whatever I think I should be doing, let go of any pressure. And just do things on easy mode. 5. Finally I ask, what do I need to do to get myself to where I'd like to be? Maybe it will take a day, a week, a month, or more, depending on what you're facing in life. For me, it usually only takes a day or two, but I know people facing huge health challenges, and how long it'll take them is completely unknown, except that we know they're in for the long haul. However long it takes, the question might still be worth asking: what do I need to do to get myself to where I'd like to be? Maybe I need to start sleeping better, start exercising more, start putting more whole foods high in fiber into my body. Maybe meditate, go for reflective walks, journal, get therapy or a coach, join a treatment program, go to a doctor. Then I take the smallest step in that direction. With low energy, I can't get it all done, but I can start. Whatever my capacity is to take a step in that direction is perfect. I don't need to have a huge capacity to move towards self-care, self-love, and nourishment. I use whatever capacity is available to me. Sometimes we just don't have much. This might just be the perfect place to be today. That doesn't mean we'll be there tomorrow. But in this place of drained energy, can we still find beauty? We greet you in love. We are here for you. We say this often. Lately. We mean it. We are here for you. Call upon us whenever you like. We are happy to connect. The inner space within each of you now is being refined. The inner light is expanding, and you've felt the brilliance of it, the intensity of it, which is quite different than you've known before. Let yourself heart soften and open now. We shall speak. Light within you is accelerating now. And the patterning needed to shift into infinite time is being woven within your being. Within your awareness. This will then replicate in your physical form, naturally, on its own, once the patterning is laid down. You do not need to do anything. But staying relaxed, rested, hydrated, eating meals that are not too heavy, and moving your body when it feels right can support you in this. There is much to be done on the inner planes, but the vastness of being and the presence within you that is your eternalness, are creating the shifts now. Your role is to allow yourself to change, to be lifted. To be as soft as you can about your identity now, and about what you think is going to happen. If possible, it would be nice to be open, and see what the day brings. Each day. And throughout the day. Be as if you're aware that there is a history of expecting things to be the same, or a certain way, but you've let that go. If you can remember this choice of being open to what the day gives you, and also acknowledge that you're open now, welcoming what comes, and what is available to you, this will give you peace. Participate each day as if you sense that this life might surprise you, that you know on some deep inner level, that more might be going on. That life and your life may open up more, at any time, anywhere, while anything is happening and you're up for it. You're willing to flow freely and are open to what does occur. That would be useful. Also, spending time just being, and enjoy stillness and resting and quiet. Notice your body, and how it feels. Make yourself comfortable. Enjoy your body and give it all the things it loves. Take pleasure in being physical. Allow yourself to rest deeply and relax. Enjoy your senses. Celebrate the beauty, the tremendous abundance all around you. That is also helpful right now. Loving yourself is something you're getting very good at. More and more, you are kind to yourself. We are so pleased to see this. You also feel quite at peace, and calm. This is also wonderful to see. It is appropriate. And it helps your life to feel sweet and steady. Do what calls to you. Create beauty, take in nature, your friends, your pets, your meals, your entertainment, your work, and enjoy your experience. We're not saying too much about how all this is unfolding on the inner planes, because thinking about it doesn't help too much right now. What does help? The things we've mentioned, and we would say this, which we are aware is somewhat redundant, but still we'll say it anyway. Loving yourself with the most generous, and gentle and sweet care is a beautiful and aligned way to be with all that is. That would be great right now. And also, wishing others well. Imagining that everything will transition and shift, gently, and as each of you are ready and open to this. Know that you are right where you need to be to have the experience the infinite wants to have. Your greater self, who loves you very much, who is you, is guiding this experience now, your experience of this great unfolding. This shift to the return to oneness, that is being initiated, in form, in your world and in your species, now. It is happening. It is unfolding beautifully, and you are playing your part. And we thank you. So send one another love. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Love yourself playfully, and with warmth. Wish the best for one another. Take no pleasure in anyone's suffering, or in some kind of idea of judgment or justice. Drop any smidgen of smugness that you may be holding on to. What is happening is for everyone. Know that everything is part of this glorious one that we are. And all souls know this, and so deep within each and every human being is a brilliant eternal light shining forth. Even if it is somewhat, or you think, perhaps mostly being ignored, or even somewhat rebelled against. Or we might add the thought distrusted. Imagine that. With compassion, consider it. Imagine that beautiful clear true voice within you being ignored, or treated with mistrust. Imagine what you must experience life as if that was how you felt. Then send love to anyone in that experience. Be generous. Be kind. Be thankful. Wish that all human beings might feel safe, have that glorious feeling of an inner awakening, and know the abundant love that is here for them. That all life on earth might open inwardly to their own brilliant light. We love you very much. We are complete. I am Archangel Michael with the Council of Radiant Light. My dearest brothers and sisters, this is Commander Hukin speaking. I greet you in peace and love. Lightworkers are those earthlings whose primary life purpose is to help Earth or their fellow earthlings. This is about 5% of the population. The primary life purpose of most other souled earthlings is to have certain experiences or to learn certain lessons. Every being in the universe who has any kind of sense, greatly respects earthlings, and especially earthling lightworkers. Why do you think hero stories are so popular on Earth? It's because earthlings genuinely are heroes, and through those stories you can get a little bit of the recognition you so very much deserve. Even non-lightworker earthlings, those who have come to your planet to have experiences or learn certain lessons, are very impressive already. They're like Galactic straight-A students who have voluntarily signed up for the toughest school in the universe. As for you lightworkers specifically, it is difficult to express in a few words just how awe-inspiring and inspirational you look to us. So in this message, I would like to give you an idea of what we see when we look at earthling lightworkers. If you receive this message, you are very likely a lightworker. First, picture an advanced Pleiadian, such as for example Tunia or myself. I'm hearing Tunia protest at this description of her, but this is my message, and from my perspective, she is. So first picture someone like Tunia or myself. Let's call this being John, but if you prefer to think of her as Sarah, that's completely fine too. Imagine that John has the ability to just continue living in a society where he has access to every kind of luxury and every kind of teacher he can dream of. He can travel anywhere he wants to. He is never forced to do any kind of work and has an endless amount of enthusiastic, eager and very attractive sexual partners. But John perceives that people on some faraway planet are suffering very much. And John, as an enlightened being, understands that the suffering of these earthlings is also his own suffering. So John makes the selfless decision to give up on his life of sex and luxury and ease. However, even though from your perspective John is an enlightened and very loving and Ortunia-like being, John would simply break if he'd incarnate on this dark planet right now. He's not nearly strong enough yet. At best John would live a life of work and addictions and little else, and at worst John would turn to the dark side. So John spends hundreds of years studying and preparing in order to be ready to help those faraway people. After a while, the gravity of the mission dawns on him. He's not just going to give up his cushy life for an existence of work and pain. He's not just going to lose his memory, his God consciousness and contact with his galactic family. He's not just reducing his lifespan from 1,000 years to 80. But he also risks being trapped in a reincarnation loop by dark forces, although this has very recently been disabled. And he risks being tempted to sell his soul. And what is the plan, really? Voluntarily enter a terrible prison, forget everything, let yourself get brutalized and somehow hope that you will find your way back to the light in the intense darkness? A teacher of John answers, the light is so strong that even a candle can illuminate an entire room. You don't need to fix Earth single-handedly. You will be there with many, many galactic brothers and sisters who will also do their part. You are a bright soul, and even if you just exist there on Earth without doing anything, your light will help your fellow man. Just by existing on Earth you will offer your vibration to the collective subconsciousness of humanity, and in doing so, raise it. John has a crisis of faith and seriously considers going back to his life of luxury and sex and travel. But after a month, he refocuses himself on his studies. Because really, the dark forces on this Earth planet may have an inflated ego, but they're not even nearly as strong as the light is. In the end, Source or God always wins. The day of evaluation comes. An Earthling baby will get conceived and needs a soul. There is John there, and 19 other souls who have also trained for centuries to help Earth. Only the most capable out of those 20 people will be allowed to be born on Earth. Most of those 19 other beings are similar to John. They're people like Ortunia, who have been trained for centuries specifically to help Earth and get stronger. And out of 20 of those, only one will be judged to be strong enough to be able to undertake the mission. Only one will become a light worker. John is at peace. He knows that he is doing his best to serve God, and that is all that is required. If he gets chosen, so be it. If he does not get chosen, he can have peace with that too, because he genuinely did try to serve God as best as he could. John does get chosen. John then suffers terribly during several incarnations on Earth. Many of his brother and sister lightworkers either become corrupted, or they become so traumatized that their life consists of nothing but work and distractions. But John isn't just an incarnated Earthling lightworker, he is one of the relatively few incarnated Earthling lightworkers who actually wake up and remember their purpose. John slowly gets the hang of the situation. And he helps humanity profoundly, far more than he is consciously aware of. Without realizing it, He is easily one of the strongest souls of the entire universe. Then in the year 2022, John thinks that he shouldn't have had that meal or that drink, or shouldn't have watched so much television. A message echoes through his subconsciousness, I am not good enough. And we Pleiadians see that and we genuinely think, I understand why that thought crosses your mind, because that is the message that your society is telling you. Still, what do you mean? You are the very best of us. The vast majority of beings wouldn't even have volunteered to become an earthling lightworker, let alone be accepted as one, let alone manage to not become corrupted or completely addicted to some substance, let alone manage to wake up. Maybe 1 out of 1,000,000 Pleiadian souls could have managed to accomplish what you have already done. That is how we look at you. As the very best of us. Anytime you stumble, most of us would have broken our legs if we were in your place. In this current life, we are like someone who inherited $5 million, and we turned that into a fortune of $5.5 million. In this current life, you are like someone who inherited nothing and turned that nothing into $2 million. Which is more impressive? From our perspective, you are far more impressive than we are. In fact, you started out as advanced members of our race, and then you worked incredibly hard and you became so much more. We really don't think it's all that special that we're able to be loving towards other beings, when we live in what you would think of as a utopia. We're much more impressed that you are often able to be loving even in a dark environment. That is much more special in our eyes. No, lots of Pleiadians would not be able to do that. Don't think that just because we're able to be loving while living in a utopia, that we would be able to be loving while living in a very dark world. So, I am being 100% sincere when I say that you are deeply loved. You are deeply respected. You are the very best of us. And from our perspective, you are already more than good enough. You are so very much loved and respected. I hope that one day, your heart will be open enough that you will be able to receive even just 10% of the love and admiration we have for you. On that day, I think you will cry, and after that, I think you will never wonder again if you are good enough. Your star brother, Hakan. Hello Galactic family. Hello to all who like Gaia Planetary Station. I would like to thank you for being together to learn and grow the light. Improving every step and knowing that the energies of light are making an incredible cleaning in the universe and planet Earth as the great jewelry of this monumental change. All who are connected with their higher self must follow their own missions. Here I present some of the products of the store. Search to see if you like something. For those who want to make donations to the channel by PayPal, we have the donation link to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, be a channel member, always comment on the videos and click on like button. Thank you for the amazing messages, the fun conversations and participations in the chat of the videos. I am happy that many warriors of light are here, together in this new era of planet Earth. May the 2022 be an incredible year for everyone.